Located approximately 1,500 feet above sea level, a simple journey would take you to the highest community in the Isle of Spice, Grenada. The view from here is breathtaking. The cascading ocean and the unspoilt natural air make the community of Blaize in St. Andrew a beauty to behold. Farmers, teachers, entrepreneurs all work together to make this place a home, but they too can tell stories of water struggles.
Before the truckers come, I live up the hill, so then I have to go a little lower down the hill to get the water, and it would take me about 3 hours to get my water to my house, because normally I would fill like 5 barrels, and then I have to put it in buckets and tote it up the hill.
Well, before the water, it was very hard for us because we spend most of our time catching water back and forth, and sometimes it's very time consuming. It's hard because we have to go to the spring to catch water.
I could tell you from the time I experienced myself, we're having problems with water. In the early days, we had a spring in the back there. We call it St. Philip, and it's about a mile from where we live. And well, when we young children go into school, we're going to get a bucket of water, 1 bucket of water, and they have to bathe. Well, one thing we didn't used to be, as a matter of fact, you wash your foot, you wash your hand, and you wash your face. Every morning, before you go to school, that's what we do. Because we haven't got sufficient water to bathe. And a Sunday morning, the old people, the parents take everybody, and we go down to Fry Creek, close to wash and bathe. So as a matter of fact, we were bathing every Sunday.
So normally on a daily basis, we have to go to the standpipe to get water, which usually takes about 5 to 8 minutes just to carry 1 bucket. And imagine you have about 4 or 5 jumps to feel how long it's going to take.
Long and meandering was the road that brought us here. Adversities were not unheard of. Its elevation is the reason why Nawassa had difficulties in providing residents with an adequate water supply. Throughout the years, myriad attempts were made to curb the water-related issues in the area, but they proved futile.
I can tell you there had been a number of occasions when the MP and myself, with a team of persons, have been hiking different parts of here looking for a water source.
And we have made several attempts. Mr. Husbands indicated in his early years in Nawassa as an engineer then and in charge of projects, we would have utilized the services of some of the residents of Blaize, especially the younger ones, to traverse parts of this mountain. I became a hiker then, trying to find other sources for the supply of water for Blaize. That was because the community depended on a small spring. The people who have the history in this community will tell you that for decades, that small spring is what supplied their water.
So we collected numerous data, rainfall data, both in the wet and dry season. And we have seen it fit to do this project.
The solution was found in a simple 3-step process called rainwater harvesting. The collection, storage, and distribution of rainwater in a 50,000-gallon concrete storage tank got the nod and blessing of Mr. Dieter Rothenberger and his team from the German Agency for International Cooperation, GIZ.
I can still remember one of my very first meetings in Grenada, more than 3 years ago now, which was with Chris Husbands, the general manager of Nawassa. Being a water guy myself, I worked in the water sector for more than the 15 years before I came, and that included Jordan, one of the water scarcest countries in the world. I immediately understood the urgent needs of Grenada's water sector for support. Very soon after the first meeting, we had a second and a third. And in all these meetings, one critical issue was always mentioned by Chris Husbands and his team, the water supply in Blaize. So it was really very high on the agenda.
In September 2015, under the guidance of the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands, Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment, the construction of the first ever community-based rainwater harvesting system in Grenada began, motioning a forever change in the way of life for the population of just over 200.
I think that is one of the best projects we could ever had for such a years. I mean, it is good. We all going to enjoy it. I mean, it's been years, up and years now we've been thinking about a project like this. And I mean, we've been quite happy today. Very happy to have a project like this on stream. It's gonna make me feel happy. I'm gonna be able to build a bathroom and maybe bathe inside.
10 months later, on July 28, 2016, persons stood at a location that only a year ago was devoid of the grand structures meant to celebrate. A thought turned to reality through the vision of Nawasa, the support of the government of Grenada, and the generosity of the German government through the German pilot program Integrated Climate Change Adaptation Strategies ICAS, founded by the German Federal Ministry for the Environment, Nature Conservation, Building and Nuclear Safety through GIZ.
This has been a long road to get us here, and finally, with diligence and tenacity, we are here to welcome Nawasa to Blaize, because this is the first time Nawasa is setting up a community system up here.
This is truly a proud moment for all of us here today, and not just the direct beneficiary of this project. As an organization, Nawasa looks forward to continued innovation and development to ensure other communities throughout the state of Grenada are beneficiaries of similar projects, so that one day we can stand and proudly say that potable water is accessible by every home, every school, every church, every business, and any other entity in Grenada.
No more will the residents of Blaize depend on a fortnightly supply of Nawasa's water tankers. No longer shall we hear repeated calls for a pipe network that is comparable to other communities within the Tri-Island state. Today we reveal an alternative for water production and supply in Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
I want to extend congratulations to all involved in this project. This is an excellent project. This is long overdue because I believe the Blaize community deserve to have access to potable water.
One of the most crucial sectors in this regard is the water sector. Water is life, water is development, water is health. Without sufficient water, tourists will not come to Grenada, our economy cannot blossom, and people cannot survive. Therefore, I am particularly pleased to see that GIZ, the Environment Division and Nawasa, tackled one of the major problems here in Blaize, the insufficient water supply, which was negatively affecting the lives of the whole community. I was told that Blaize is the highest community in Grenada, one of the reasons why water supply is so difficult here. But a nice side effect, I would assume there are not many rainwater systems in the world with a better view than this one here.
There's never going to be the fulfillment of any dream if there's no challenge. And challenges make us stronger. And there was someone who said that success is not final. So what we have here might be a great success, but that is not final. Neither is failure fatal, because we have failed with many other attempts before. And I oftentimes say that we have to see failure as an opportunity to do what we were trying to do a second time, only to do it better. And we have been able to do it better.
Armed with big smiles on their faces, residents made their presence felt as they watched the blue satin ribbon being cut, beckoning the Blaize rainwater harvesting system open. For them, it's a watershed moment in time.
Yesterday I passed through the community in Blaize and I see each and every house have pipe. All of them don't really fit in as yet, but they have the iron run in the pipe. Now they have to buy either a Denka PPC and put the pipe up with the pipe head. So that we like to see that they treat the water good and see that everything is go good with the water.
So I've living up here for over 40 years and first time to get pipe-borne water. I really appreciate Nawasa and team for that effort.
I'm living in this village over 24 years and I'm very much happy to see that we finally got water.
Enormous benefits will be realized through this project valued at just over $370,000. A more reliable water supply to satisfy the domestic needs of the residents and improve the hygienic conditions in their homes are just a few. Residents have already started to enjoy the luxury of a pipe distribution network to their homes, a decision made easier with board approval for a waiver on the connection fee. But Nawasa is not just stopping there. Plans are already in train to seek funding for an additional 50,000-gallon system in the not-too-distant future. Once materialized, Blaize will be fully covered with an adequate supply of potable water. A drop of water is flexible. A drop of water is powerful. A drop of water remains in demand. For the National Water and Sewage Authority, I am Chriselle Benjamin Jerome.